Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Not a happy Tuesday here. I'm a little fussy. Not a good morning. One of my early morning clients is no longer an early morning client. And I will tell you why. When you enter into therapy, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with your therapist. Because we only know what you tell us. And there's always three sides to any stories: yours, theirs, and the truth. That's a given. So, our position as a therapist, we have to keep that in mind, this is probably 75% accurate or 90% accurate or, okay, this isn't even true. But, that's our job. But you have to be honest with us. You have to be honest with yourself. If you truly, truly want help with your issues, you got to just bare your soul. You have to. I know it's scary, it's painful, it can be embarrassing, it can be humiliating. You don't want to talk about this, but that's how you get through it. And we have heard everything. Trust me, I have heard it all. Nothing's going to embarrass me. Nothing's going to shock me. Just be honest. I had treated this individual for quite some time. We had talked about childhood issues. We had talked about school issues. We have talked about issues the last few years, the last probably 3 or 4 years. And they're a veteran. With veterans, I let them warm up in their own way, in their own time. Because you have to feel especially with veterans, and even with law enforcement, I'm going to group the two together: law enforcement and those that help those in child trafficking. Yeah. So you have to let them open up to you in their own time, in their own way. They have to feel safe because the things that they have witnessed are so horrific. The standard person wouldn't believe the things that I've heard, that I know are true. So this person's going on and on and on this morning, and I've been seeing them for quite some time. And I said, it's interesting, after all this time, you have never mentioned your time in the military. You've never talked about when you served in Afghan and Iraq. And they looked at me without thinking and said, I've never been in the military. What are you talking about? And then it dawned on them what they said. And they kind of got this look on their face, and they said, I'm in trouble, huh? You think? What do you have to say? They said, you've really helped me through some bad stuff. Good. I'm glad I have helped. And they said, what are my options? I said, you pay me for all of the back sessions. All of them. And this would be several $1,000s. You pay me, and we can continue to treat. But you have to be honest moving forward, or we're done today. Those are your two choices. And he said, you have really helped me. You've helped me in my relationship. You've helped me resolve some things. Good, I am glad. That's why you come to me, so that I can help. They said, yeah, I'm not going to pay for it. And that was the end of it. That was the end of it. Oh my God. Not the way to start my morning. I was mad at myself because in the past, the veterans that I work for have been honest, and they talk about their military service. The law enforcement I work with talk about things. Those working in child trafficking, trust me, they vent when they feel safe enough. But it's usually not several months into it. Am I going to have to start asking for ID and proof for military information? I am absolutely pissed that I was lied to, and that I was deceived, and I was manipulated. If you go into therapy, be honest. If you go to the doctor, you go to your family doctor, be honest about what's wrong. Be honest about the mechanism of injury, how it happened. If you go to the dentist, the same thing. Be honest. If you don't floss, you don't floss. Tell them. Be honest. Be truthful. Be honest with yourself. And I think that's the big thing. People don't want to be honest with themselves. They want the help. They just don't want to be honest about getting the help. They want something for nothing. Well, honey, I have bills to pay just like you do. I have rent. I have bills. I have utility bills, phone bills, cable bills. I like to eat. I like to have food. But people don't think about that, especially for somebody in private practice. Your dentist, if they're in private practice, your chiropractor, your doctor, if they're in private practice, we tend to get breadcrumbs. People will pay us when they get around to it. Now, they want to see us when they need us. They just don't want to pay for it. And they will say, oh, just file with my insurance. I have an NPI number, a National Provider ID. I don't accept insurance because they pay a fraction of what I charge. My fees are less than the standard fee in my area. So I'm already giving people a substantial break on that. I accept payment at time of service. I accept cash. Well, not money cash, but, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, all of that. Or Zelle, or people, have been known to send a check on occasion. But I don't like to receive checks because they bounce. Be honest in your life. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with everybody else. If you owe somebody money, pay them. That's what I do. If I owe somebody money, I pay them. If I have rent due, I have to pay my rent. In order for me to pay my rent, I need my clients to pay me. I need them to be truthful and honest. If you can't pay, tell me why you can't pay this, Call and tell me I need to cancel this week because my cat needs emergency surgery. I broke my ankle and I had to go to the ER and I don't have the money. Be honest. Be truthful. Be truthful with me. Be truthful with all of your providers. Be truthful with yourself. And for me, moving forward, I'm going to have to start asking for proof of military service. I need to see your ID. I hate having to be that way. But after today, life lesson learned.